We love stories about underdogs, especially orphans. Their vulnerability and resilience inspire us. Starting from nothing, they can achieve extraordinary things. Think Spider-Man and Harry Potter, Batman, or countless Greek heroes, some of the most beloved characters.
なんか面白いことねえかな。ああ、暇、超暇。暇が売れたら人稼ぎできる自信が。
But the light novel genre has its own captivating orphan. Sakamaki Izayoi from Problem Children, a coming from another world, is not shy about calling himself vulgar, a savage hedonist, and only really cares about things that pique his interest. Whether it's a high-stakes gift game or a simple board game tournament, he loves a challenge, and he'll even handicap himself just to make things more fun. But don't doubt his intelligence. Izayoi spends hours in the library to learn as much as he can, knowing everything from ancient myths to complex scientific theories. Anyways, Izayoi and two others are summoned to a world called Little Garden. Using their supernatural gifts, they can play high-stakes games to earn wealth and prestige for their communities. They join the fallen, no-name community, aiming to restore its glory and eventually overthrow the tyrannical demon lord. Despite his lonely past and arrogant demeanor, Izayoi is determined to use his immense power to help his community become increasingly powerful. So let's dive into what makes Izayoi Sakamaki so formidable.
高圧的な自己紹介をありがとうよ。見たまんま野蛮で凶暴な坂巻伊佐酔です。そやで凶悪で快楽主義と三拍子揃ったダメ人間なので。
Izayoi's life was a series of failed attempts at finding a home. He was put into foster care over and over, but each time the parents gave up on him because he was too difficult to handle. Eventually the orphanages gave up on him, bouncing him from one to another as if he was an unwanted item. In fact, he went through 24 different welfare organizations and 31 pairs of foster parents. Fed up with being mistreated, he decided to turn the tables on the families. He schemed, tricked people out of money, and even sent some to jail for their wrongdoings. With the money he made, he came up with a game of hide and seek. If anyone could find him after a week, they'd win his fortune. If no one found him, though, he'd probably go on a destructive rampage because life had become too boring. Just as time was running out, a woman named Karina found him 3 minutes before the deadline. She defeated him and proposed a new challenge. If she won, he'd become her son. If he won, she'd spend the rest of her life by his side, giving him everything he could ever want. With his fortune, the two traveled together for 2 years, during which Izayoi learned about mythology and grew stronger. Eventually, Karina opened an orphanage to help gifted problem children like Izayoi. Years later, after Karina's death, Izayoi was visited by her lawyer, who delivered her will. To his shock, the will had a new challenge. If he couldn't find the non-existent version of her within a certain time, eventually everyone he cared about would be erased. The lawyer, Baron Lacroix, introduced himself as a god of death and pulled Izayoi into a strange world between life and death. There, he was forced to confront his true self. The environment around him began to collapse, and Izayoi had to release his full potential to survive, or risk losing everything, including the children from the orphanage. Izayoi unlocked his hidden strength and destroyed the collapsing world. When he woke up, Izayoi was given a choice: stay in his old world and live a quiet life, or enter this new world and face endless challenges. He decided to open a letter. And that letter led him to Little Garden, a world where gods, demons, spirits, and all kinds of mythic beings live together. Little Garden was created to observe and influence human history and existed as a center of time itself, able to summon beings and events from any period in history. This world was made up of 7 layers, each one more powerful the closer you were to the center. Within Little Garden existed a variety of communities, and Izayoi joined the No-Name community, a once thriving group that lost everything after a devastating defeat in a gift game. Now the community was a shell of its former self, infertile, ruined, and abandoned, as if centuries had passed since it was truly alive. In order to help his community thrive and gain more power, Izayoi and a variety of other inhabitants of Little Garden possess unique abilities known as gifts. These gifts are a key factor in determining who is selected to participate in the gift games. The gift games are competitive events held in Little Garden where participants use their gifts to compete. These games can be organized by anyone who is willing to offer a prize as an incentive. While individuals are born with a single innate gift that is intrinsically tied to their soul, they have the potential to learn and master an unlimited amount of additional gifts. Some gifts include sun armor, an ability that protects its wearer from dying, no matter how strong the attack they face. Another gift is the Boots of Hermes, which allows its user to fly. Izayoi's gift is referred to as Code Unknown. Not much is known about Izayoi's gift, but it's clear that superhuman strength is a major part of it. He can throw objects at insane speeds, run up walls, and even compress a lance into a ball with a single punch. Back in the day, he could lift and throw entire buildings with ease. His punches are powerful enough to shatter mountains and create craters on the moon. A single stomp can even create a new lake. He casually deflected attacks like mountain-busting spears and tsunamis. Later on, it's said that his attacks could potentially destroy entire planets or even stars if he's not careful. Most of his attacks move at incredible speeds, often approaching the speed of light, which is referred to as a third cosmic velocity, and that's not even counting his movement speed. He's so fast that he can create after images. His most impressive feat though is when he caught the Spear of Absolute Victory, which moves at a 6th cosmic velocity, which is faster than light. But it's not just about raw power. Many have observed Izayoi can also destroy other people's gifts, whether they're physical or intangible, with just his physical strikes. Basically, he's immune to most supernatural phenomena within Little Garden. He shattered Al Ghul's petrification beam and kicked away a wind-based skill. Mind and curse-based abilities have no effect on him, and he can see through invisibility. A number of other abilities he's immune to are subatomic destruction, conceptual manipulation, death manipulation, power nullification, petrification, disease manipulation, information analysis, and power mimicry. Black Rabbit even said that his gift has the power to destroy heaven and earth. This can be seen in the true manifestation of Izayoi's power to destroy gifts, a weapon by the name of the Aurora Pillar. The Aurora Pillar is a devastating rod of light, capable of obliterating anything it touches. No material substance can withstand its destructive force. It can reduce entire worlds to subatomic particles. For instance, Izayoi used the pillar to annihilate a sun-sized game board and its encompassing dimension. Its power is so immense that it can pierce through dimensions and worlds. When it clashed with a Vesta, the resulting explosion was comparable to a collision between stars, capable of destroying all of creation. It can even absorb starlight and breach the veil of Little Garden. Why is this pillar so powerful? Well, it's described as another cosmology. Its power is derived from the techniques used by gods to create universes. Izayoi himself described the pillar as a cosmology of humanity, implying that it contains infinite realities within a structure. That's not all. As long as human cosmology exists, Izayoi is effectively immortal, meaning it's impossible for him to die, as there exist infinite versions of him out there to maintain his existence. His cosmic power allows him to effortlessly defeat powerful beings like a 4th-digit demon lord, Maxwell. Maxwell is known as a 4th-digit demon lord, meaning a strike would have to be at least capable of destroying all of creation to damage him. This isn't the end of his abilities. In terms of speed, he engaged in a literal light-speed battle. The vibrations of his punches seemed to tremble the very atmosphere. Izayoi possessed the Sun Authority, Leo, which makes Izayoi's skin impenetrable by any blade, even conceptual ones, regardless if it was made by God or celestial being. His body also contains a perpetual motion machine that makes him immune from fatigue and essentially gives him infinite stamina. That's why he can fight foes for weeks on end. I'm probably forgetting several other feats and abilities, and to be honest, Izayoi isn't even remotely the strongest character in in the verse. However, whether he's up against a god or men, this orphan named Sakamaki Izayoi is one who should never be messed with.